Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Life of Pi, and this movie came out in 2012 and is directed by Ang Lee. And I've never seen this movie before. I've seen bits and parts of it, but never the full thing, as I have with some movies out there. Not every movie, but just a select few movies. And I thoroughly enjoyed this movie for the most part. I thought it was pretty good. I liked a lot about it. I really enjoyed the visual effects, and that's mostly what this movie is famous for, is the visual effects and how groundbreaking they were for the time. And also there's a documentary short about this movie called Life After Pi, which I would recommend that you check it out. It's pretty good and does kind of cover on how animators are just treated horribly. So that's mostly what that's about. And this movie I thought was enjoyable for its story and characters. I enjoyed watching the main character Pi go through this big adventure, and this whole story is really interesting to me. And the way it was told, and it was compelling, it was interesting and entertaining. I wasn't really bored at any point. It always had me, and I will admit my biggest issue with this movie, I'm just going to get this right out of the way really quickly, would be the scene transitions in this film. If this was the first Ang Lee movie I watched, I would think it would be a bit different, or maybe something a little off for me, or something along those lines. But because I have seen a couple of his movies before, most notably Hulk from 2003, whenever we got those scenes transitions, I just kept thinking of Hulk from 2003 and how often distracting they were in that movie. Not every scenario in which that happened. There were some moments where I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool, but there are some scenes in this movie where I just couldn't get Hulk 2003 out of my head. But going back to what I like about this movie, I do like the music in this movie. I thought it was really good music that complemented the scenes very well and added a lot to the overall story. And this is a movie where I prefer one half to the other, and in this case, it's the second half. I like the second half better than the first half. I also do feel as though when I do think about this movie and what I like about it, I'm going to be thinking about the second half. I'm not really going to be thinking about the first half that much, because it didn't really offer me a whole lot, and there were just some parts of it that just felt unnecessary, and there were some unnecessary scenes and moments and characters that I just personally did not care about or relate to at all. Whereas the second half, I do feel as though just about every scene in that half was necessary and added to the overall film. Whereas the first half, some stuff could have been trimmed out. I do kind of like the moment where they do reveal the name of the tiger. I'm not going to say what it is because it is kind of funny, but when they do reveal that, I thought it was quite amusing for me personally. And I do feel as though this movie looks really great. It's very well shot, and there's like some IMAX scenes in this movie, which I thought looked pretty cool. And if you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. And you look at the concept and you look at the poster and you just think to yourself, oh, okay, it's just mostly about a guy stranded on a lifeboat and there's a tiger with him. What could they possibly do with this concept? And somehow they managed to make something compelling, in my opinion. And by the end of the film, and this is not something that I thought of while watching the movie, it's something that I thought of after the movie, is that there are some similarities between this movie and Titanic. Not that that's a bad thing. I just feel as though it was kind of fun to draw that comparison. And I do feel as though there are two different movies also. Like, this movie is nothing like Titanic in the grand scheme of how things are put together and what I get out of the experience. I do feel as though those are two entirely different movies. And I haven't even mentioned that the second half does kind of have a lack of dialogue in it. And I thought it was an effective choice to do these scenes that way. Not that there's like no dialogue at all, there's narration for sure, but the lack of dialogue in the second act added a lot, I felt, and made it more enjoyable for me, because you don't really need a whole lot of dialogue in that portion of the movie. Everything kind of just speaks for itself. And the only issues that I haven't brought up They weren't huge, but they just existed in some moments in the first half. Is just some dumb forced drama that didn't need to be there. And also, there were some flashbacks that I can deal with that could have been cut out of the movie entirely. And yeah, just some stuff that could have been cut out in the first half. But the second half, I don't think I would change one scene. So that's how I feel overall about Life of Pi. I thought it was pretty good. Really enjoyed it, and I would see it again. So definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Life of Pi a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of Life of Pi, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.